Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 52nd annual Blue Tip Distribution Ceremony. My name is Tom Morris. I run the Blue Tip Parade. I've done that for about 25 years. I've been a member of the Blue Tip Committee for about 20 years, and I've been doing this speech for about 15 years. It began just giving money out. The speech has evolved over time, so sometimes it is a reflection of what happened last year. Sometimes it's a pep talk for what's going to happen in years to come. And sometimes it's just me airing grievances to a captive audience so I don't have to scream in my pillow at night. Now, I've had a lot of you here with me for a lot of those 15 years, and so I always wanted to make a promise not to just repeat everything I've already said. I wanted to have new material every time. Because the last thing I want to do is to bore you with repetition. Although repetition is kind of what we do at the Blue Tip, right? Dwight, you've been here since the beginning?
Since the start, Tom.
Since the very beginning. Mm-hmm. Has there ever been a year where we have not had a major electrical problem?
No.
Every year?
We always have a problem of some sort.
Have we ever had a year where we haven't been cursed out over the Porta-Johns?
No, Tom.
Okay,
No.
We're going to hope it for next year where we just get rid of the damn things.
I gotta get more toilet paper.
More toilet paper. That's right. That was a problem last year. I signed up 5 units for the Blue Tip Parade already that they don't know about because I know they're going to forget to sign up, and it's just easier to do now. I might as well have first Tuesday after Father's Day tattooed to my chest for how many times I hear, "When's the parade start?" The same time every year. There's going to be a day so hot you can't believe that there's anybody there, much less eating a corn dog, and a day so wet that you would think that they had to swim to get there. Every year it's the same. It is our own Groundhog's Day in June. But I've already talked about that over the speeches I've given over the past 15 years. I've talked about what Blue Tip is, and if you think it's just rides and fair food, you've been missing the point. I've talked about the history of Blue Tip. Over 50 years, the JCs, which were a spin-off from the Chamber of Commerce, wanted to give back to the communities where they worked and lived. I've talked about why we do it. Why do these people give up their vacations so that other people can have fun? And brought everybody up to tell us why they do it, and I thought that would get me out of the speech, but apparently it never did.
Never did.
And we talked about why it's important. Not only the event itself, but with what we do with the proceeds when we give it to you. I've told stories to try to make a point over the years. I talked about my father's proclamation that vacation doesn't start until we fill up the gas tank. Trying to show that despite being tired and overworked, some people can recharge just by helping other people and getting back to doing those difficult things. I've talked about the George Carlin practice of tossing his entire routine every year and forcing himself to struggle for new material in what he called embracing the awful, to show that the struggle is important, and without it, you can't have something great. I've done many different kinds of speeches, and you start to run out of things to say. Last year was what I thought was going to be the last year I was going to do this. Not because it's not important, but because it's critically important. Things this important need to evolve. They need to grow. They need to change with new ideas, new technologies, new energy. It can't exist on the strength of a few strong-willed people. Sorry. Father Time is undefeated. And unless we're training the next generation of people to carry on the organizations that we have, then we'll not have a legacy. We'll just have a history. So my hope is that we've done enough to inspire enough people to give us legacy. I had an opportunity. My son is a freshman at The Ohio State University this year. Notice I said they. He had to fill out applications last year for that, and he filled out a prompt that I liked. It was, what aspect of me completes the story that may not be reflected in my application? And I would like to read it to you. I never knew why my father was gone on Father's Day every year when I was young. When he would come home that night, he was often tired and dirty, which was unusual for him as a lawyer in the small town where I grew up. When I got a little older, I learned that he was not out golfing or having any well-deserved time to himself, but rather he was volunteering his time to organize and set up our local community festival. It was not long after I realized what he was doing, he began taking me with him. Our Father's Day consists of digging pits for gray water tanks and putting up a 20-foot-tall match in the center of town to commemorate the Blue Tip factory, the once largest employer of our city. That Tuesday after Father's Day was our local parade, and I was placed in charge of directing traffic and helping line up the over 100 units that would make their way through the town to the delight of 20,000 people lining the streets. I always remembered how hot it was and sweating through my father's old Blue Tip Festival shirt that was 3 sizes too big for my 10-year-old frame. It was hard work, and the only pay was some candy not scavenged by the children circling the floats. I did not understand at the time why we did this. My father was not a criminal compelled to do community service as a punishment. He did it voluntarily and said it was important that I was with him when he did it. He would offer words of advice like, it takes a village to raise a child, but it takes people like us to raise a village. I learned very early on that service was not just something you did to put in your resume or repentance for some sin, but rather a responsibility we all have. My response to the question of what aspect of me completes the story that may not be reflected in my application is as follows. I understand what some perceive as gifts, such as admission to a college, are not gifts at all. They're loans that need to be repaid in the future by giving back to your community. I understand that when education and leadership are used solely for personal gain and not for the greater good, it's a wasted opportunity for true growth. I see classmates desperately doing community service in preparation for making applications to institutes of higher education in order to, quote, check that box. They're doing the right thing, but they're doing it for the wrong reason. I learned the right reason for giving back to the community since I was a kid with my dad lining up floats and digging holes on Father's Day. As Winston Churchill once said, we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. I like that. And I talked to him this morning and told him I was going to use this speech for tonight. He said, Dad, I didn't even use that one. I said, that's why you got waitlisted, so that was here. So that's my hope, to inspire a new generation who understand what Blue Tip is, who would understand why it's important. A new group who fills up their gas tank just by helping others. A new group that are not afraid to embrace the awful and turn difficult times into something great. A new group to continue the legacy started by the JCs 50 years ago when our will weakens. A group that understands that all the gifts we receive from living and working in this community aren't gifts at all, but rather just loans that need to be repaid. But I know, and we know from the Blue Tip, that we're not alone in this. We received a lot of applications from a lot of worthy charities, but we believe we picked the best, the ones that most represent our shared values and our shared vision of the future. Organizations that we know if we put a little bit of gas in their tanks, great things can happen too as they pay it forward. So, $40,000, we're just about ready to give it all away. I want to call you if you could come up and tell us a little bit about your organization, a little bit about your legacy, and a little bit about what you hope to use that money for. We would appreciate it. So the first recipient of this year's is the Community Thanksgiving Dinner for $500. Right up here, use the mic.
Good evening. My name is Tom Redding, and about 5 or 6 years ago, maybe longer than that, at church, somebody said we need a director for the community Thanksgiving dinner, and my wife and I looked at each other and said, why not? So here we are. This is our 31st year this year. Our goal is 220 meals. That's 120 dine-in, 100 delivery. As of this morning, we're already at 63. I have over 70 volunteers. We're going to make our guests feel like they're special. During COVID, we didn't have the meal, of course, but we bought turkeys and gave them to Salvation Army to distribute. So really, this is like 34 or 35 years. With food insecurity and all that going on, I expect that we'll sell out very quickly. But thank you. This will help us buy turkeys and other things that make Thanksgiving memorable for a lot of people in Wadsworth. Thank you.
Our second recipient is also for $500. It is Feed the Souls. There we go. I would have brought the mic to you if I knew you were sitting together.
I'm Debbie Redding. The one time you listened to me, we do the Thanksgiving dinner. But I also do, out of our church, Feed the Souls. We get together early in the morning on Saturday, once a month, and make close to 100 lunches, and we go to Marian's closet and distribute them to her clients. It's very gratifying. I have wonderful team leaders. I give a shout out to them and all the other people that help volunteer come in early in the morning and make the lunches. This helps me buy the peanut butter and jelly and the meat sandwiches and the cheese, and I thank you very, very much.
I always like that when we have charities that also deal with our other charities. It really shows the connectivity of Wadsworth. The next distribution is for $500, and it is a Girl Scout Gold Award project. Right up here. Speaking of that.
Hello, I'm Skylar. I'm in Girl Scouts finishing up my Gold Award. I redid all the historical trolley line trail signs on the trolley line trail downtown, and I thank you for the donations.
Going right along with that, our next recipient is for $500, and that is the Friends of Wadsworth Trail.
Hi, I'm Nikki. I'm with Friends of Wadsworth Trails. We are dedicated to creating safe, accessible trails within the city of Wadsworth. First, I want to say Skylar was way too humble. She did a fantastic job updating all of the historical signs on the interurban trails. So the next time you're out walking, take a look at those signs. They look fantastic. Our funds will be dedicated to the Brickyard. The city is going to start working on passive trails, and we want to be part of that with benches, signs, whatever the city needs to try and get the Brickyard up and running so that we can start using that fabulous land out there. I thank the Blue Tip Committee for including us with all of these wonderful charities. Thank you so much.
Should have gave you more money. I'm working on the Brickyard too, and that's.
We can work that out.
Okay. The next recipient is for $500, and that is Reimer Road Christian Sports.
All right. Well, thank you to the Blue Tip Committee and their members and so forth. My name is Dan Turner. I'm with the founding director, of course, and the I'm here with my wife tonight too. She's over there. And on behalf of our board members and so forth, we're thankful for the opportunity to be able to be here, and we thank you for the $500 donation. A lot of this will be used, of course, all of it will go to our students, our student athletes, as we prepare with our new facility down in Wadsworth Corporate Parkway we just put up. And we're going to use that there to put up volleyball systems, net systems, basketball goals, and uniforms and things for the kids. We're a Christian ministry organization here in Wadsworth, giving kids the opportunity to play in a competitive sport and allowing them to compete, but also teaching them about Jesus Christ, about the Bible, giving them goals and things to reach for and strive for. And so we're very appreciative of being able to be recognized here in Wadsworth in the community. And hopefully we can assist the parents and the students to put God first, to put others first, and then also to study the Bible and allow them to be a better person in the organization, in our organization, in the community. And again, we thank him very much for the opportunity to be here tonight.
Okay, next up is, we're almost done with it, I swear. It's $500 for Safety Town. Original speech, Ben.
I'm Officer Ben Smith. I'm from the Wadsworth Police Department. I'm here on behalf of April Gyra. She's the director of Safety Town. She asked me to speak tonight. She's under the weather. I'm also here for Cops and Kids, so I'll be back up. But I've helped out with Safety Town a few years. I was a school resource officer at the high school for 4.5 years. Really enjoyed that. Safety Town, if you don't know, it teaches young kids how to cross the street safely, not to pick up a half-eaten candy bar off the ground. They learn the road signs and when to stop and what a yield sign is, so it's a very educational program. I know this money will go to the educational material that they pass out to the kids, and it's a fantastic program. Safety Town, if you guys haven't been to the new Safety Town Village, it's really remarkable. The kids love it. We love it as first responders that help out with the program, so we're very grateful for the money. Yeah, thank you very much.
The next recipient is for $500. It is the Wadsworth House.
Hi, my name is Becky Benya, and I'm here for the Wadsworth House. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's the little red cabin that sits in Memorial Park. It's a place where people can have anniversary parties, birthday parties. It's also a place for Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts to meet and have campouts. It's a great place for our scouts to have their very first camp out as kindergartners. And it's a great place for them to meet. There's not a lot of places that you can have meeting times and places at. The house is pushing 60 years old. It sits in a very covered with lots of woods, and it's made out of wood. So this money will go to replacing the front porch entrance. The pillars are rotting, we need to replace that, so this will go to replace the wood for there. And we'd like to thank the committee, the Blue Chip Committee, for continuing the support of the house to keep that affordable for rentals, for scouts, and for the community in general. Thank you.
60 years old, that's not too old, is it, Dwight?
No, that's not really
That's right, that's right. The next recipient for $500 is the Wadsworth Footlighters.
Hi, I'm Corey Ott. I'm the artistic director for the Wadsworth Footlighters. The Wadsworth Footlighters is a local community theater here in town. We were reestablished in 2010. We do anywhere between 1 to 5, hint, hint, shows a year. We try to educate our youth to become actors in the future. So that's what we do. Thanks. Oh, and, sorry, I forgot. This money is going to go towards our season in 2026. Thanks.
A lot of what we do cannot be done without the assistance of lots of different people in the community, and this is no exception. I know when we run the parade, one of the people that I bother is this group to try to get as much parking as possible. That is $500 recipient is going to be the Wadsworth YMCA.
Hello, everyone. I am Olivia Lever. I am the business manager for the Wadsworth YMCA. Most of you, I recognize a lot of people in here, so you guys know what we do. But for those of you that don't, at its heart, the YMCA is dedicated to youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. So through a wide range of programs and services, it works to meet the needs of people of all ages, backgrounds, and abilities. So this money is going to be going towards scholarships for programs, family memberships, individual memberships for people that might not be able to afford that and be able to utilize our facility. So thank you very much. We appreciate it.
The song choice was noted, so that was a wonderful job. The next, now you got to keep it up here, for the next recipient for $500 is the Wadsworth Christian Preschool.
On behalf of the directors, I'm happy to accept this. What I usually tell people when I speak before the first gathering is we put our money where our mouth is. Our grandkids go there. They've had a great time. The preschool is sold out every year. It's a wonderful, wonderful facility. If you have kids or grandkids and you're looking for a preschool, this is their plug. It's a great place, and I wouldn't say that if my kids didn't go there. Thank you very much.
Okay, the next recipient is for $750. We're already up to $750, huh?
That's right.
$750 to the Wadsworth Community Band.
Good evening. I'm Pat Santelli. I'm the director of the Wadsworth Community Band. You know, when I took over directing the band 12 years ago, I drove into town for a Thursday night rehearsal, and I live in Norton. So as I'm driving into town, I notice all these little places in front yards and on the Devil Strip were all blocked off with tape and blankets and chairs. So I asked one of the band members, what's going on? Are they doing new construction or something? Little mini constructions? And they said, no, people are blocking off for the parade. I said, oh, when's the parade? He said, next Tuesday.
First Tuesday after Father's Day.
Yes. So it was very interesting to me. So I went to the parade and I was amazed at how many people were there. So the next year, the drummer that was usually riding on the float wasn't able to ride on the float. So I played the drum set on the float, and I've done it for several years since then. And I'm just amazed at the number of people who show up for that parade. And it's a great opportunity for the community to get together and just cheer on all the different things that go on in this wonderful town. So again, I thank you very much. The money that we're given tonight will be used to purchase additional music. We have a lot of equipment that needs to be upgraded and taken care of. So again, thank you all very much appreciated.
For the first couple of years you did it, you had two songs. One was a polka, and one was, I can't remember what the other one was. So have a song on me. Get a third over there. That'd be happy.
I'll get it to you. I'll just stand up and yell.
Okay, perfect. The next recipient is for $750, and that is Northeast Ohio Dance.
Hi, my name is Megan Stewart, and I'm the Executive Artistic Director for Northeast Ohio Dance. We're the only 501c3 nonprofit dance organization in Medina County. And our goal is to bring the love of the art of dance and a high quality dance education while keeping our tuition prices low so that it's accessible to all in our area. Along with high quality performances, we give the opportunity for our dancers to be able to perform in professional level productions, which, by the way, we have one coming up. You might have seen that we will be performing at the newly renovated Celestia Theater for the Nutcracker on December 19th through the 21st, and then we will also be presenting our very first full-length spring ballet of Peter Pan in April. And this money will go toward some studio renovations so we can continue to update our facilities to be able to make it more presentable when we're doing First Fridays with Main Street and welcoming in the community to the studios. Thank you.
Next recipient is for $1,000, and that is Wadsworth Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 45. That is Cops and Kids, I believe. We have to say for legal reasons and not shop with a cop.
Hello again. I'm Officer Ben Smith from the Wadsworth Police Department. Normally I'm yelling at people, so this isn't my forte. I've been a police officer for about 7.5 years with the department, and this will be my 7th year doing Cops and Kids. They kind of tell you when you get into law enforcement to find your niche and figure out what you want to do. Some people are OVI enforcement, and some people are drug task force people. I'm like more of a community give back type of person. I grew up in Kenmore. You guys know Kenmore? Not many community programs that I was involved in Kenmore, so I really love Wadsworth for that aspect. It's a fantastic community to be a part of. Cops and Kids has been going on forever. This is my 3rd year leading the program. I don't want to ever give it up. I hope to do it the rest of my career. This year we'll be taking 36 kids from Wadsworth City Schools. Each kid gets $250 on a Target gift card. So you can see that adds up pretty quick. We've been able, because of community donations, to add every year to the kids' experience. Last year we added t-shirts for all the kids. This year we're going to be doing gift bags that'll go home with the kids. That'll include a $100 gift card to Aldi's for the families to buy groceries and things of that nature. So without this type of donation, we wouldn't, it wouldn't be possible. We have about 30 officers in the department, and we have about 25 volunteers every year. So really the only people that aren't volunteering their time for this program are the ones that are working and driving around and patrolling. So it's the biggest program we do. It's the best program that we put on. We love it. I can't thank Mike Levitt enough at Water Main Grill. They provide an amazing breakfast for the kids. We do a big parade over to Target, and then we take them shopping if you don't know much about the program. But it's fantastic. I look forward to it every year, and we really appreciate this money very much. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you.
Lights and sirens the whole way, and every year my mom calls and say, "What the hell's going on?" Yeah. The next distribution is going for $1,000, and that is to the Giving Doll.
We've done this before.
I'm Jan Householder, the founder and director of the Giving Doll, and talk about getting old. We've been doing the Giving Doll in May, it'll be 20 years. So it's just like, we're heading towards 80,000 dolls that we have given. So, and it's just because of donations. We never sell a doll. Everything is volunteer. I get different requests every year. Last year, remember, it was for the hearing aids. This year, so now what can Jan do? Well, I had a preschool that came to me and they said, you have those weighted blankets. Can you make weighted dolls? Oh, sure, we can. So anyway, I devised a way to make weighted in the belly, basically. And so we're making 24 dolls for a preschool. One of the little girls a few years ago said, I gave her a doll, and she goes, "Today's my doll's birthday." I go, "Really?" She goes, "Yeah, today's the doll she came into my heart." And I want to thank the Blue Tip for having the Giving Doll in your heart. Thank you.
The next distribution is for $1,000. It is the Wadsworth Area Historical Society. It's like Roger Havens grew a mustache. Okay. Thank you for your service.
My name is Bob DeLong with Wadsworth Area Historical Society. I'm the vice president. We operate a museum at 161 High Street here in Wadsworth. If anybody'd like to come, I think their hours are Saturday from 10 to noon, if I remember correctly. We have some programs going on right now. We're also trying to purchase a St. Mark's Church on College Street. And we're looking for donations for that project. This money will go towards, we have a youth program, youth group we've started about 8 months ago. And we're trying to get youngsters involved in looking at operating a historic society and that sort of thing. We're also going to provide a plaque that will go down in Memorial Park in honor of E.J. Young. E.J. Young was the founder of Ohio companies, the Ohio Injector, Ohio Match, Ohio Box Board, and Ohio Salt Company. And he donated land that Memorial Park sits on. He donated land that the Art Wright Stadium is on, and a whole bunch of other stuff in town. So this money will go a long way towards those projects. Thank you very much.
I think for the 25 years before I did this, Bob did this, so yeah, some service over the years. The next distribution is for $1,500. Usually you realize now you want to be towards the end because that's when the big money comes in. That is something we're very excited for, not only as Blue Tip, but as a city. That's the Wadsworth Square Foundation.
So the last 6 weeks, I'm not usually in a shirt and a collar at this time, and I'm usually over there cracking the whip on all the work that still needs to be done to get this place open in about 3 weeks. But for those of you that don't know, a group of 2 investors put a bid in on the Central School campus downtown. And through some happy accidents, the 3 of us kind of got together and not only and Tom kind of touched on this for a snippet, but not only to do, they have some for-profit interests in that building, some retail or some business rentals, and they weren't really sure what to do with the theater itself. And for those of you that either went to school there or had kids in school there, saw a band concert on that stage or a theatrical performance or dance over the years, that the legacy and the history of the history of what has happened in that place is pretty special to a lot of folks. And really those 2 guys bought into the plan that I put together for them, not only just for the theater itself, but a lot of the other space in that building to really create a legacy of what we're going to do forward that's going to outlive everyone in this room. So, and really those guys have done all this to date with about $2 million so far, and I'm not done spending their money yet. So it hasn't been done with city money or public money or a small amount of individual donations, but they have really bought into the concept of what that's going to become. And if you haven't bought a ticket, we just finished up with a lot of the big architectural renovations in there. Be done tomorrow. It's going to be pretty stinking incredible. So get a ticket. We have a community band coming up, and then really this type of money is when it's a school building or a civic building. A lot of things can happen in those buildings because it's public money and it's essentially a bottomless checking account that can let the public use these facilities. When it's private money and you see what it costs to turn the lights on every day and pay staff to be there, donations like this help us keep the community outreach happening, so we can afford to bring in community groups, and that's really what these type of donations are going to go towards. So, thanks again to the Blue Tip Committee for really putting. We haven't opened the doors yet. We haven't sold a Pepsi or hit a note on a guitar or a note on a trumpet. This is all speculation speculation dollars for what we are going to do over there. So we really appreciate that. So thanks again.
The next donation is for $1,500 to the Wadsworth Community Radio.
Hi, I'm Tom Stugmeyer from Wadsworth Community Radio. Wadsworth Community Radio, if you don't know, is a 501c3 local nonprofit radio station. We're not part of the city. There's 4 of us that run the station, myself, Tina Heiberg, Joe Jastrzemski, Judy Powers does our underwriting, and of course Augie sits in the window and looks cute in the morning. So we're celebrating our 10th year of broadcasting this year. The morning show was celebrated its 10th year broadcast on June the 30th, and so we bring all the local, have the live morning show Monday through Friday, and do all the local sports and everything else. And so again, we've been the benefactor of the generosity of the Blue Tip committee now for all of those 10 years, and again, we really appreciate it. And the one thing I know Tom mentioned, but if you look at the dollars, and all of these dollars, they really cross-pollinate, because our dollars will go to support some of the other, many of you have sat across the microphone from me, and again, you mentioned that, you're on the Marian's Closet and all those things, so again, you can't tell a player without a program sometimes here, and that's a good thing, because all these dollars benefit everybody, so I really want to thank you for that part of it as well, so thank you.
One of my 15 years of speeches, that was the theme, that every dollar we spend gets spent again, brought back into Wadsworth 7 times over, but I'm not allowed to repeat myself, so here we go. The next donation is for $1,500, and that's to St. Vincent de Paul Society.
Hello, my name is Madeline Schwab, and I'm a member of St. Vincent de Paul Society of Sacred Heart. I am part of the support group. Our mission is, we practice the Beatitudes that are stated in the Bible, but we go beyond that. We not only have a food pantry, but we also give financial assistance to people who can't pay their heating bills, their rent bills. We try to keep people from being homeless. And when they don't have a place to stay, we put them up in a hotel. So, and I am in charge of the laundromat ministry. We've been doing this, it'll be our 4th year at the College Street Laundromat, 3 hours an evening, twice a month. We let clients come in and wash their clothes for free. So if you know of anybody who wants to come in, we don't ask questions, they come in and wash their clothes. That's what I do. So I don't have a lot of time to spend in the food pantry because I'm busy in the laundromat. So Greg here is going to tell you what we're going to do use our money with.
Thank you. Yeah, we're obviously we give out a lot of food, but in recent years we've been asked by the food, what's it called, food saving, where we're going to try to help food be saved. A lot of times gallons of milk just get close to past due, or maybe just a day past due. You can't sell them anymore, so they call us up and say, hey, can we give it to you? Well, sometimes we had to turn them away because we didn't have the refrigeration space to do that, but this money is going to buy a new refrigerator, bigger, larger, increase our capacity, and allow us to not only save people, but save food, which will in turn save people. So thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay, our next distribution is for $1,500, and that is for the Friends of Woodland Cemetery. There you are.
Thank you very much. To the guys back there, I'm a little disappointed you didn't play the Ghostbusters theme. Maybe when I walk back, you can take care of that. Okay, I want to thank the Blue Tip Committee for another great donation. In the last 3 years, our group spent hundreds of hours in the old grounds, raising the old headstones, repairing them, and cleaning them. And we now are done with the old grounds, getting all the headstones back up. And it does look like a museum. If you want to walk through, it looks like an outdoor museum. This next summer, 2026, we're going to rededicate the old grounds with a celebration, and we're going to combine it with the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. So we want to make it a big celebration. And we invite everybody to come. We're still in the planning stages, but this will help with publicity, with perhaps tents, and whatever our group comes up with to celebrate that momentous time that we had 250 years ago, and for all the work that was done to resurrect oh, I guess that's a dumb word, but to get the headstones, to get the old grounds looking really good again. So, and I do want to make one little plug on December 6th, if you're going to Memorial Park for the Chamber of Commerce Parade of Lights, I think they call it. We're going to do our Scandinavian Night of Remembrance, where we put a candle at every headstone in the old grounds. And it's basically a drive-through or drive-past on College Street. So if you're going to the Memorial Park, just drive down College Street, and it's from 5 to 7 this year. If you want to get out, you want to park and walk through, you're more than welcome to walk through. It's a beautiful, beautiful sight. So thank you. We'll have a party next summer, okay? Everybody's invited.
The next distribution is also for $1,500, and that is to downtown Wadsworth Main Street. There you are.
Thank you, everyone. My name is Megan Harvey, and I am the Executive Director of Main Street Wadsworth, and we have actually worked with a lot of the organizations here this evening, so we are so thankful for the Blue Tip Festival for allowing all of us to gather and this wonderful opportunity. What we do is creating an unmatched downtown experience, and we do that through historic revitalization and economic development. And so we do lots of murals downtown. We're up to 16. We host business classes. And what we're really known for are our First Fridays and events similar. So Craft and Herb Festival, Farmers Market. We also do the Scare on the Square event, and upcoming, and what this will support, is our annual Candlelight Walk, which is next Friday. And so with those events, they support all of our downtown businesses. Last month, we had over 15,000 people downtown just for Scare on the Square alone, and we expect at least 5,000 for Candlelight Walk, and hoping to get those people into our downtown business doors and supporting them, especially through this holiday season. So we greatly appreciate it. And I do have to do one quick plug. My connection to the Blue Tip Festival was about 20 years ago. I attended the historic St. Mark's Church, and we sold pie outside to support. And I am so incredibly grateful for the Wadsworth Historical Society for purchasing that church, and for the Blue Tip Festival for allowing us to sell pie every summer. And we look forward to keep doing that tradition. So thank you.
The next donation is for $1,500. And I lost Dwight, so I don't have any money, Dwight. You're going to have to come back.
Let's go.
There you go. And that is for the WCTV Foundation.
Hello, everybody. I'm Joanna Perino with the WCTV Foundation. With me is Roger Polk. We're both board members on the foundation, and back running camera is Aiden Uzinski, who works for WCTV. Still, you know I'm retired this year. I want to thank you for the donation this year. The WCTV Foundation was founded to provide supplemental support to WCTV. Most of you know WCTV is a city department, but sometimes there's things in the city budget that they can't purchase for some reason. And so that's where the foundation kicks in to provide some financial support. Last year, the donation from the Blue Tip Committee enabled us to buy new studio cameras, which we use for our interview set and our new podcast set, which has been used a lot. And this year's donation, we're going to purchase wireless headsets and an intercom system that we'll use in our remote production truck that we do, including Grizzly football. I know everyone's excited for this Friday's game. Unfortunately, we won't be able to do it live, but we will be there recording it. So we'll be able to play it back right afterwards. But this new intercom set will really help us. We've got a camera guy in the press box. I'm down in the end zone. John's in the truck under the bleachers. So we really need a good system so that we can talk to each other. So we thank the Blue Tip Committee, and we appreciate the donation. Thank you. Thank you.
The next donation, as I've said before, I cannot do the parade. The parade is a hungry animal, and I need as much help as I can get. So sometimes we have to offer donations to make sure I get the adequate help. One of those donations is for $1,500, and that is the Wadsworth Rotary Club.
Good evening. My name is Tim Marian. I'm a past president of the Wadsworth Rotary. Excuse me. Our current president, Terry Whitlam, couldn't make it tonight, so she wanted me to say thank you as well. I also wanted to recognize our newest member in Rotary, Megan Harvey, right here. So, thank you, Megan. Our motto in Rotary is service above self, and we do a lot of community service projects and things around town. We're also very proud to say that just last month we celebrated our 100th anniversary in the city of Wadsworth. So we commemorated that. A couple years ago we decided, on behalf of our 100th anniversary, let's donate $100,000 to the city, which we just last month accomplished. We contributed to Safety Town, to the new Salvation Army building, and also to the City Parks Department for all the new benches in town throughout the park. So we're very happy about that. So some of our other projects, service projects, we have our community paper shredding event in the spring. We have our Parade of Flags program. If you see around town, all the flags are coming down this weekend because Veterans Day is behind us now. And I wanted to mention our connection to the Blue Tip Committee is for the last 15, 20 years, we've been the organizers of the floats and the units up at the parade at the high school and the middle school. And we thought we've had enough experience to get good at it. So we have this strategy where we go up at 3 o'clock, 2:30 in the afternoon. We all have chalk and we put numbers down on the pavement for the chalk for all the 150 or so units. Well, that sounds like it works great, and it does work great, except when it rains. This year, we had a torrential downpour 30 minutes before they were all showing up, so we were scrambling. But we're very happy to accept this award. This money will go towards replenishing our supplies for the Parade of Flags, and I want to thank you very much on behalf of the Wadsworth Rotary.
Tim, it doesn't rain on Parade Day. I keep telling you that. I don't care how wet you get. It doesn't rain on Parade Day. The second half of the bribery for assistance for me lining up parade goes for $1,500, and that goes to the Wadsworth Lions Club.
Thank you. I thought I had everyone beat here because our Lions Club has been in the community now for 100 years as well. I think we celebrated our anniversary together. I'm Johnny Grillo, and Megan is also a member of our Lions. I think we need to talk here. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we celebrated our 100th year. We have our luncheon every Thursday, and Megan, I'll see you on December 4th, where we have a speaker. And these funds will go to our Wadsworth High School scholarship, and then we're also helping with the building of the Salvation Army. So thank you, Tom. Appreciate it.
The next donation is for $1,500 as well. We'll see if Megan's in this one as well. It is Wadsworth Fish.
No, but we'll get her.
Okay. She's fabulous. Go ahead and take her.
My name is Debbie Redding. I'm one of the co-directors of Wadsworth Fish, along with my partner, Lynn Martin, who's got a boot on her foot and chooses not to stand and walk and or talk. We were begun by Marian Mockel 56 years ago. Marian worked at Franklin Elementary and saw children coming in who hadn't eaten, didn't have a coat, didn't have sufficient clothing, and so she began Wadsworth Fish to help with food, clothing, and rent so that no child would worry about those things while they were in school. Out of Wadsworth Fish happened our twin sister Marian's Closet, and then they branched out, and through Marian's Closet they offer so many good services. Teresa will tell you about that. We've seen a tremendous influx of our clients who need help with food and utilities. So the majority of this money will be going directly to our clients to help them with food and utilities as well as rent. So we thank you very, very much. We appreciate it greatly. I want to shout out to our mayor who brought us all, the community, nonprofits, and the churches together. We've been having meetings every so often, and we got to know one another and what we each did and how we could connect or how we could refer. I've often referred to St. Vincent de Paul as my big brother. I say, fish has a nickel, they have the dime. So we would send clients back and forth, and it was so wonderful to learn what everybody else was doing so that we could help our clients even further by making aware of other community resources. Thank you so, so much.
I think we're up to $2,000 now, aren't we?
That's right.
Okay. $2,000 donation goes to Meals on Wheels.
My name is Susan Horner, and I am on the board of Meals on Wheels. On behalf of the board, I would like to thank the Blue Tip Committee for this amazing donation. So many people are struggling with their finances and the cost of food. So this donation will help bridge the gap between what we charge our customers for a meal, which is $4, but what the meals actually cost are $5 to $6 each. So this bridges that gap. Were it not for our amazing volunteers and community donations, the Meals on Wheels of Wadsworth program could not continue to provide this valuable service to the community. As most of you know, Meals on Wheels of Wadsworth is not affiliated with the National Meals on Wheels program. So all our monies, besides the cost of the meals, comes from civic, corporate, and personal donations, as well as bequests. So we are able to provide meals to any senior or homebound individual with no income or age restrictions. So if you know of anybody who's having surgery, going to be laid up for a couple weeks or a couple months, we deliver meals on a short-term basis. Anyone is available to receive these meals. And caregivers are also available to receive these meals as well. So last year we celebrated our 50th anniversary here in the Wadsworth community, and we plan to provide this service as long as there is a need. And we want to be a legacy, not history. So thank you so much.
Our next donation is for $2,000 to the Salvation Army.
Thank you so much. I know, Tom, that you said you can't repeat your speech.
You can't. Go ahead.
I will a little bit. So our gift today from all of you is going toward our care team program. Anybody ever worked with middle schoolers before? So fun, so fun. We have 8 children who are regularly attending and 12 in the program. I'm in the classroom with them at least 2 days a week, and like I said, so fun. But one of my favorite things to do is to tell them that they are my favorite, and it can change minute by minute. It really depends who has the cool fidgets that day and lets me borrow them, or who has the easiest homework, or who doesn't ask me for math help, and it's wonderful. But I said to one of the kids the other day, like, oh, you're my favorite, and one of our kids who is the oldest in the room, but definitely the shortest in the room, said, "Excuse me, I'm top dog. I was here last year." And one of the girls said, "Excuse me, I came from Learning Center, so I've been at the Salvation Army my whole life." What she means is she started with Learning Center as a kindergartner and is now in our care team program at the middle school. And it's because of donations like this that we can have longstanding programs like our Learning Center and our care team to be able to continue to be a touch point in these kids' lives. Middle schoolers are not an easy age, but when they're fighting to be your favorite, it's a pretty great day. So I'm just so glad that we get to do what we get to do, and it's because of all of you. So thank you.
We didn't give you quite enough to finish. We got 4 walls, though, so we're getting there. We're almost there. We're almost there. $2,000 donation. Next one, it goes to the Salvation Army's Women's Auxiliary.
Hi, I'm Sarah McIlvain, and I'm president of the Women's Army Auxiliary, and pretty much what we do is anything the Salvation Army tells us. We volunteer with the Learning Center, we answer phones sometimes, we make desserts for the meal they give every week at the towers, and then we also do some really big things like Christmas. We help pack Christmas presents for everyone, and probably maybe my favorite thing is the back to school program, since I was a teacher, but it is so nice when you can help over 200 kids start the school year on the same equal footing as everyone who can afford new backpacks and new markers, and we give them new pajamas and new underwear and new socks. So that's what this money will go to. So we thank you very much, and also I know all of you are in good volunteer organizations, but we are always looking for more volunteers. So we meet the 3rd Monday at the Salvation Army. Thank you.
We're starting to run out of checks, Dwight.
Yeah, we started.
We're coming down towards the end, and we are giving a $2,000 donation this year to Marian's Closet.
Hi, well, I'm Teresa Berry, and I am Executive Director at Marian's Closet. However, the boss is sitting over there. Mary Alice has been there longer than me, and the way we rock, the way we roll is through donations. We provide hope, encouragement, and dignity to families in need. We do that through material goods, think of clothing, housewares, and then we also are able to supplement things like toilet paper, detergent pods, feminine products, even personal products like soap and shampoo. And the way we do this is through community donations. It's through organizations like the Blue Tip that we're able to do it. And I never could imagine what a community could do by their kindness, by their caring, by their love. But I've got to have a front row seat to it. Individually, we can talk about numbers, number one. We serve a lot of people. But on the individual basis, I had a woman come in last week, and she's in a recovery program. And she needs clothing. She just was offered a job. And we were able to send her out with clothing so that she would be appropriately dressed. And she was so blessed by that. But it wasn't funny, but the really cool part was she was looking for one of those insulated glasses with a straw in it. And when she went to the back, she found one. And she said, I'm a believer in this. On this glass, it talks about the character qualities of Jesus. And she was in tears. And we are able to do that because you donate. And we are so grateful. This is truly a community unmatched. So, in kindness and love and in caring. Thank you so much. Thank you, Blue Tip.
Tom, this is the last one.
The last one, is that right? Tom Morris, M-O-R-R-I?
Yeah.
No, okay. The last one is for $2,500, and that goes to our Boy Scout Troop 406.
So I don't know what blue tip you were at. I was parking cars, and it was pouring during the parade. So I apologize to everybody if you parked. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I apologize if we parked you in the mud, but the first day was ruined, so I apologize. This money will be used by the Scouts to further their adventures in scouting, and we appreciate everybody's time and effort with the organization and the committee to help us out with this. Thank you.
Okay, it's a lot easier to give it away than it is to make. That's about $40,000 that went out pretty quickly. I started this by talking about things I have talked about in the past, and one of the things was, if you don't know what Blue Tip is about, then you've been missing the point. This is what Blue Tip is about. It's about nobody going hungry on Thanksgiving or after they've been injured and need that daily interaction. It's about keeping kids involved, having them not scared of cops and realize they're there for their protection and not to be scared of them. If they can't afford dancing, having a little bit of assistance so that they can enjoy that part of their life. It's if they need a doll, they can get it. It's if they need food or clothing so that they have hope, encouragement. I wrote this down. Hope, encouragement, and dignity. And that was a big one too. It's about making Wadsworth better, whether it's a venue to enjoy arts, it's a local radio station so that we can talk about ourselves. It's about fixing up our areas that maybe not get enough attention, like our cemeteries. It's service above self. It's serving. It's those organizations helping Wadsworth, being from Wadsworth, and helping other people from Wadsworth. It takes a village to raise a child. What does it take to raise a village? It takes you and everything that you've done, and not everything you've done and everybody here on the committee have done. So not only did that help my son get into college, but I really believe that. So thank you once again, and we'll see you next year.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.